So it's 8 a.m. in the morning, you can tell from my hair, and I am in my classroom. Even though we don't teach face-to-face, but we do come to school every day and we're gonna teach online. Just thought of filming this because I think I'm gonna film my video here in school because I really don't have other time to do that. So yeah. Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. For those who don't know me, if this is the first time you are watching my video, then I am Hala and I am a PYP teacher. I have been teaching for 4 years and right now I'm just chilling in my hammock. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about 5 things I wish I knew before virtual teaching. So I noticed that while I'm preparing for my lessons or just preparing a couple of things for my sessions, I always catch myself saying, man, I wish I knew that before. And for that reason, honestly, I decided to come up with 5 things I wish I knew before virtual teaching, hoping that any first year teacher would be watching this video and would actually benefit from it, because we were not really prepared for this transition, and the pandemic started and we just shifted very quickly to online teaching without being actually prepared, whether physically or mentally or emotionally. Number 1, resource choices. Like honestly, I was and I still am overwhelmed with the amount of resources we can use to support our teaching. I mean, that's great, don't get me wrong, but sometimes also having a lot of resources is somehow confusing to us. If you want to use some like online digital tools to support your inquiry sessions or to make them more engaging, that's hello. No, it's fine, don't worry. Yeah.
Bardağını alayım mı? Yıkayayım mı bardağını? Bardak. Yıkayayım mı?
What?
Hı.
Evet, teşekkürler.
Rica ederim. Kolay gelsin.
Interesting. So I'm not really talking about online digital tools that could support our inquiry sessions or our learning. These are great tools and I love them, but I'm talking about the resources that we can use to support our objectives or lessons. So like, for example, I'm using Epic, ALP, SplashLearn, Teachers Pay Teachers, Twinkle, like there's a lot of resources, ActiveLearn, like there's a lot of resources that we use, and sometimes we think that, all right, the more the better, but not being prepared for all of them and then being just like bombarded with all of these resources could get really annoying. So this is something I really wish I knew before I started my virtual teaching. Like at least I wish I was a little bit aware of some of the resources because there are a lot. Oh my god. Number 2, I already mentioned and talked about it a little bit in my previous videos, but I really want to talk about it explicitly because it is something I wish I knew before, and it is related to community or your colleagues. Even though I always thought that I am a little bit of an introvert, but I always had my small circle, but I really didn't feel the need to have that circle or community around me until we started virtual teaching. Because I mean, we're all going through the same thing and we all really feel that we would like to speak up or reach out to someone, and finding the right colleague to talk about this and just tell each other that, hey, I tried this, but this didn't work, or I'm not sure how I do this, what do you think? Or I feel frustrated because I did this and it didn't work out. So having the chance to do that is a life changer. I felt so much better once I started opening up and discussing things with colleagues around me about methods or strategies that simply didn't work or things that actually worked. But it's very important, and I wish I knew that before virtual teaching. I wish I knew the importance of connecting with other colleagues. When you realize that, okay, I'm not alone in this, and all the teachers are going through the same thing, maybe you can find solutions together. Maybe you can just vent and talk about it. And this is really something very important, because when we are not in school, the chance of going out of the class and connecting with other people is, of course, obviously less. So we need to keep that in mind. So number 3 is working from home. I honestly wish I knew how to do that before, or I just knew about it a bit more before virtual teaching, because there were days where I used to sit on the laptop, and I still do that sometimes. If we are teaching from home, I used to start my day 8:30 and then literally look at my watch and then find out that it's 1:30 p.m. and I haven't even moved, not even to the toilet, and this is so not healthy. I don't know what's the reason behind that. Maybe because we're just not used to it, or maybe because I'm the type of person who feels that if I just move a little bit, I'm gonna distract myself and get distracted and end up, I don't know, like doing the dishes or washing my clothes. So I prefer to stay seated, and this is bad. I wish I knew more about this before virtual teaching, because it was a bit frustrating, to be honest, especially in the beginning. Like, I didn't know how to deal with that at home. Communicating with parents. I wish I knew more about that before virtual teaching, because I remember when we started virtual teaching, and that was like almost a year and a half ago. It was weird connecting with the parents, and it was weird knowing how to deal with them. And I know that a lot of teachers will relate to this, because sometimes I feel that the parents are just sitting behind their kids and they're just watching the whole time. So there's no need to actually send them an email and to report what happened today in class, because I'm pretty sure they saw everything. So you have this struggle where I really want to communicate to them what happened, but I know that they were there and they saw it. So it was very confusing to me to know how to communicate with them and what are the things that I should report and the things that I shouldn't report. I'm pretty sure the parents always think about what are the things that they wish they knew before virtual teaching, because they're part of it, kind of, you know? So it took the both sides, parents and teachers, took us some time to adapt to the situation and find a way to communicate, the three of us, in the best ways possible. But I also got to be fair and say there are parents who are amazing, and like, I really appreciate the effort that they were doing, because it's not easy for parents to work from home and support their kids while they're having online learning, and then after classes be there with them to, you know, take care of them the whole time. This is not easy. Number 5, and I kept it to the last one because I honestly didn't really feel that it is a big deal, but at least not for me. But it's about classroom management, I would say. I really wish I knew more before virtual teaching how to be prepared for this, because oh my god, it's not easy at all to manage a class online, and I know how hard it is, especially when the internet connection sucks. Because even if you try to do whatever thing in your hands or whatever strategy you can, or if you have the control over muting and unmuting people, you will still have students. Her cameras are always off, or even if you want to do something in your hand, they can't see you because, miss, you're glitching. And so, like, classroom management is not easy, and I wish I knew a little bit more about it, or I don't know, like maybe if I knew more about how to manage the platform that we're using better, rather than saying classroom management, because there are tips and tricks that I just learned them on the way, and it would have helped me more if I had learned them before. I know that it's a learning experience at the end of the day, and we're just learning, but I really wish I knew these things before because I would have been more prepared, not only mentally or physically, but also emotionally, because sometimes you would get really angry and frustrated during the session, and then you realize that it was not really worth it. And this has to do, of course, with classroom management. Okay, so this is why I have flexible seating in my class, because some kids could sit on a low table, others would like to stand up, some kids would like to lie down on the carpet. But when it comes to online learning, it's different because number one, the kids don't really have a lot of options. They are obliged to sit here because other people in the room or in the house are sitting somewhere else. And number two, they need to always be seated on a chair so that they can put the iPads in front of them and the teacher can see them. So it is really hard to give them the freedom to move around during an online session. It is doable, but not as easy as we think. And this puts a little bit of pressure on the kids and maybe give them a reason or two to move around or turn off their cameras or just zoom out from the meeting. So it could be a bit hard on both sides. So yeah, these are the 5 things I wish I knew before virtual teaching, because it would have made a little bit of difference. I don't know about you, but these are again things that I was thinking about the other day and thought of sharing it with you. If you think this video was beneficial and you want to keep on watching more videos, do not forget to support me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, and don't forget to share them with other teachers. Thank you.